I'm Jammer, and welcome back to another Animal Crossing New Horizons video. The winter update just launched a few weeks back, and beyond even that, the Turkey Day holiday has been held, so we're a little ways in to this new update. But the one thing I do want to talk about today that a lot of people expected going into this new update was that they were really hoping that the iconic character of Brewster was going to return here in New Horizons. He's been a series staple since Wild World, and a lot of people really love this character, and we're hoping he'd come with this winter update. But unfortunately, it seems that he's still absent from the game. That's why I think today would be a great opportunity to talk about why he might not be in the game and what we could expect if he eventually comes down the road. But before we get started, if you are new here, perhaps consider subscribing. Mr. YouTube here says that only 21% of you that watch my videos are subscribed. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for tons more on Animal Crossing New Horizons. We're getting so close to 100,000 subscribers, so thank you all so much for the amazing support. We are almost there. But thanks for listening to that. I know it can be kind of annoying sometimes. Without further ado, let's get started. A good place to begin is to first look back and see really the history of Brewster. He was first introduced in Animal Crossing Wild World, where he ran a shop called the Roost. It was a little coffee shop that was in the basement of the museum. This was the new location for where KK Slider would actually play his music every Saturday and hold his concerts. So having KK Slider at the outdoor venue like it is here in New Horizons hadn't been in the series since the original on GameCube. Beyond the concerts, considering it's a coffee shop after all, you can talk to Brewster at the counter and of course, order yourself a coffee. The coffee itself has no effect on the player. You kind of just drink it and say, that was great. It really does nothing whatsoever. But after getting your daily coffee for a few days in a row, you can eventually start to befriend Brewster, where you can get more unique dialogue. He can then offer you pigeon milk and other stuff to customize your drink. But really, there was nothing else beyond that. You just got a cup of coffee and that was it. It really impacted gameplay in no way whatsoever. One interesting thing about the Roost is there was actually traveling characters that could often stop by and visit the Roost. This could be a variety of different characters that held different roles or ones you just didn't see as often, like Dr. Shrunk, Captain, Rover. All sorts of characters could stop by the Roost and get themselves a cup of coffee, and you could of course talk to them while they were stopping by and visiting the town. One unique gameplay mechanic is that in City Folk, Brewster actually offered a gyroid storage. Brewster's dialogue has always talked about having a fascination for gyroids, which of course we already talked about before. Gyroids aren't in the game, but maybe they will be someday soon. And perhaps if we eventually do see Brewster come to New Horizons, maybe gyroids could come alongside as well. New Leaf is where they changed up the Roost a ton. No longer was it stuffed in the basement of the museum. The Roost got its own brand new shop. It would be requested as a public works project from one of your villagers, and you can build this new standalone shop in your town somewhere wherever you wanted to place it. It featured a lot of the same mechanics we basically previously talked about, where you can buy your coffee, you can befriend Brewster and whatnot, but there was a little bit more beyond just getting a cup of joe and getting some dialogue from Brewster. After a while, Brewster would actually offer you a part-time job to actually work at his shop with him and make custom coffee orders for your villagers. It was really cute because after a while of working the job and interacting with your villagers and stuff, you'd eventually learn like what their favorites are, what kind of brews they'd like, if they liked cream or sugar in it and such. And so it was kind of another cute way to interact with your villagers, make a little bit of bells on the side, and you basically had a little part-time job working as a coffee barista. This is the most interaction that the Roost has ever had in the series, and like I said, it was just a really cute interaction. But let's talk about how it might appear here in New Horizons, if it comes at all. And I think the first thing to mention is we should just level expectations, because for one thing, I don't know if it'll actually be another standalone shop again. There was a data mine back in the spring that last talked about Brewster, indicating that it would be a museum upgrade, adding like a second floor with the Roost, as well as a gift shop. But honestly, we've seen no indications of that since. That's well over 6 months ago at this point. And so theoretically, this might have been an idea that was scrapped since then. There has, of course, been references to Brewster from villagers talking about getting coffee and whatnot. But at the same time, it could have been an idea that the development team had been working on, but was scrapped for other ideas. So the point I'm trying to say is, don't hold hopes too much that that's going to be coming, because it might not be something that comes along the road. But if he did come, it would probably be likely that he would be another upgrade to the museum like we previously talked about. But more than anything, I just want to see new ideas brought to the table. Of course, we'll see the iconic, ordering coffee, befriending Brewster and whatnot, but I'd love to see some gameplay behind getting some coffee, because drinking the coffee never did anything anyways, so it'd be kind of cool if it actually had some interaction with the player. Maybe gave you indefinite stamina for a temporary time limit, like maybe like 5 minutes or something like that. So then you can like go level a bunch of trees really fast, so you can work and terraform and progress your island really easily. This isn't necessarily a new idea, but the mechanic of having traveling characters visiting the Roost would actually be really beneficial for New Horizons, because there's a lot of special characters that have very limited roles in New Horizons or aren't even in the game at all. It'd be really a great way to see a lot of the older characters more often. Have like Rover, Reese, or Cyrus, then other characters that aren't even in the game like Cap'n, Rossetti, Tortimer. They could perhaps visit the Roost, get a cup of coffee for themselves, and then you, the player, can interact with them, take some photos and whatnot. It'd be a great way to continue to interact with these long beloved series fan favorite characters that did make the cut here in New Horizons, and this could be a really easy way to just bring a bunch of them back but not give them full big roles, just so they're in the game in some form, right? Beyond coffee though, I'd love to see the Roost offer more things beyond just selling coffee. I think a really cute and easy idea would be a way for players to be able to buy the little snacks that villagers eat in your town. You know, when they're drinking like the cup of orange juice, eating the sandwich or the donut, those other little edible treats they see your villagers often using. It'd be a great way to be able to have those as the player. And I think that's a very likely expectation to happen, because just barely with this winter update, they gave us all those new emotes that were primarily exclusive to villagers previously, like sitting down, doing yoga, working out and such. Those are all things that villagers could already do, but now they're giving players the option to be able to do that. So it would be cool to build upon that and let players be able to have those cute little interactions with food items and such, and make them just purchasable through the Roost. At the end of the day, of course, I'd love to see Brewster back, and there is a lot of ideas that they could come with it, but in all reality, it's not like he actually brought that much to the game. I know people love the Roost so much, and I'm very nostalgic for Brewster, the song there. I love Brewster, don't get me wrong, but really break it down. Does buying coffee really impact the gameplay in any way? You know, you just kind of spend 200 bells, your character drinks it, and that's it. So personally, I don't know if I really understand the desperate call for wanting Brewster to come back to the game. Sure, it could open up a door for a lot of different opportunities like we barely talked about, but at the end of the day, I'm more looking forward to what new stuff they could offer to the table. We're rounding out on the first year of all these updates that have been coming to the game, with Festival coming out in January, but I'm more excited for what's going to be beyond that, all the new ideas they could bring to the game. Sure, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of older stuff, older updates that were in previous titles that still aren't here in New Horizons, and it'd be great to see them come down the road eventually, but I'm more excited to see some brand new things. Maybe even new characters, new holidays, new gameplay mechanics and interactions in the game, because that's what makes new iterations of a series special, is when they bring new stuff to the table. If I want to play all these old mechanics, I can always go back to the older games, and it's stuff that I've already interacted with plenty before. But what do you guys think? Are you guys looking forward to hopefully Brewster coming back? And how do you think he would be handled here in New Horizon? Definitely let me know that in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a big awesome like, and if you haven't already, definitely subscribe for tons more on Animal Crossing New Horizon. As a reminder, we do stream this game every weekend at 10 AM Eastern right here on YouTube Live. That's both Saturdays and Sundays. Be sure to follow me over at my socials, as well as join our community Discord. The link to that in the description below. Thanks again guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!